Hi there. Welcome to the whichermath channel on YouTube. And today's episode, Megalodon. These are mega multiple choice questions that get at our equivalent expressions standard for 7th grade, which is adding, subtracting, factoring, and expanding linear expressions. I call them Megalodon because it sounds a lot like mega multiple choice, and it will eat you alive if you don't know what you're doing. So here we go. I'm going to give you a chance to take a screenshot or copy this down or do something. And your job is going to be to circle the letter of all the expressions that are equivalent to negative 12 times 4 minus 3x. Okay, so there's 10 choices here, and there's quite a few that match. So take a moment, do that work, and I'll see you then. We'll compare answers. Okay, hopefully you paused the video, did the work. Now you're back. Let's just get to the point here. I'm going to circle the correct answers. And if you got these right, you know what you're doing, and you could probably just stop there. Okay? B is a match. C is also a match. H is a match, and I is also an equivalent expression. So we have 4 correct answers here, B, C, H, I. The other ones are not right. So take a shot of that if you want, and here we come, back to here. Now we're going to break down all the incorrect answers and figure out why someone might choose them. And by doing this, well, it makes you smarter, but also it'll help you recognize if you're making a wrong choice next time, whether that's on a test or on some problem in your class. Okay? So first of all, we know that B, C, H, and I those are correct, so we're not going to worry about those right now. But here's the strategy. First of all, the problem we were given to match to was this. Okay, I'm going to go back to the front page here. Let's explain the correct choices. If I have this all simplified, meaning I'm going to distribute by multiplication this negative 12, there's that product and there's that product, same sign, positive answer. I've got negative 48 plus 36x. That is simplified. Then I'm going to look through this table, and first I'm going to look for all the ones that are already simplified. So match all simplified ones. Okay. So A is simplified, but it does not match. D is simplified, but it doesn't match because of this negative sign here. G is also simplified, meaning it has no parentheses. Right, that's what simplified means. We use distributive property to get rid of all the parentheses, but G is definitely not a match. That takes care of those. Now let's look at B. B, if I multiply these two together, my product is negative 48, and this product is positive 36x. That's why that's a match. Here I'm going to distribute the 6 to both of the terms inside the parentheses. And even though these are in a different order, they match, okay? Order does not matter as long as the parentheses are gone. Distribute the 12 through multiplication. I get negative 36x and positive 48 here. I've got the right products but the wrong signs, okay? So that's why that one was not a match. Let's cross that out. For part F, I've got negative 48. Looks good so far, but this is negative 36x. Therefore, F does not match. And finally on J, 4 times negative 3x is negative 12x. Right away we know that's not going to be a match. Okay, so there's the process I would go through on a problem like this, which is simplify everything and then compare for a direct match. Okay? Don't try to compare while the parentheses are still there. Now let's analyze. Okay, we're 5 minutes in. If that all made sense, you're done. Okay? But it's fun to analyze these things and see if you can identify any mistakes you might have made. Okay? First of all, why would someone choose A? Well, if we do negative 12 times the 4 from up here, we get negative 48. And then there's the negative 3x just kind of hanging out there, right? So someone might choose A if they have if they're confused about combining like terms. Okay? They might be thinking, oh, I can't put numbers and variables together. Can't do that, right? But that's wrong, okay? You can definitely multiply variables. The thing where you don't want to combine numbers and letters is when you're adding, okay? So make sure you distribute everything through multiplication. If you chose A, that's where your mistake was, okay? Let's look at part D. D, I've got, they did the negative 12 times 4 just fine. How did they get negative 36x? Just got confused with the negative sign there. Right? A lot of people have trouble multiplying with parentheses and negative signs. But all you need to remember is just simply that here's the one rule. Rule number 1, same sign makes a positive answer. So if they're both negative, it's positive. If they're both positive, it's positive. Okay? That's the only rule you need. So that's why those are both wrong. Part E, why would someone choose this one? Why would someone choose it? Do you see why? We need some technical talk here. It's all the same stuff, right? There's a 12. There's a 12 up there. There's a negative 3. There's a 4. It looks like everything's the same, even though this sign is different, right? See that? But if you're just browsing through this and you don't want to do all these problems, you might look at that and go, oh, it's all the same stuff. That's the same answer. Okay, and that's a mistake. Don't do that. Now we're getting down here. I'm going to rewrite our original problem so you can see it. Okay, part F. Why would someone choose part F? We've got the negative 12 twice. That makes sense. We've got the 4 being multiplied. That makes sense. We missed a sign here, didn't we, right? The 3x needs the negative sign. That's why someone might choose that. They see that this is the distributive property in action, get excited, see all the same numbers, and make a hasty and incorrect choice. Part G, why would someone choose G? Well, I don't know, and there's other reasons. If I don't come up with a reason why you picked one of the wrong ones, maybe you could send a comment and tell me why you would choose G. Okay? But here's typically what might happen is they do the negative 12 times 4, and you get negative 48. And then you might do the negative 12 times negative 3x, and you get negative 36x. And what some people try to do, I see this in my class all the time, is they'll try to like squash this together and make one thing out of it. That's a positive 36. And if you do that, you'd end up with negative 12x, right? If you squash all this together and you include the x and you include that negative 48 is 12 on the negative side of 0, right? If we add negative 48 and 36. But yeah, you can't do that. We can't combine unlike terms. So this would be an example of combining unlike terms. That's a mistake. No, don't do that. And finally, part J. Why would someone choose this? We've got a 4. I've got a negative 3x. I've got a negative 12. everything's the same, right? They're thinking, hey, order doesn't matter. It's the commutative property, right? Wrong. We need to distribute and get rid of the parentheses first before we decide if order doesn't matter. Okay. So the bottom line, after all that explaining, is this. To succeed on one of these problems, carefully simplify all of your choices before deciding what's right and what's wrong, okay? That's all you have to do. Even though we analyzed all these wrong choices up here, the true solution, the single solution to all of these errors is just to simplify all of the choices, and then it's as easy as just doing a matching problem, okay? All right, that is how you deal with Megalodon, finding equivalent expressions. This is a skill that will follow you throughout your math life, so hopefully that makes sense. If not, keep tuning in to Whit Your Math, and maybe it will some other day. Thanks for watching. Bye.